Cracking just one supplier creates a bidding war. The most powerful thing you can give yourself is the option to walk away. Negotiations are scary. It was terrifying the first time I did it. And when I first started, I got wrecked. I trusted the first price that I got from a supplier. Over time, and with practice, I created a framework that has helped me save thousands of dollars. I've used this to shave $10 off a $22 product. More recently, I used this to shave $2 off a $7 product. I'm selling over 1,000 of these a year, which is saving me over $2,000 per year. Do that 10 times or for higher value products and you can see the scale in this. So what are the 4 tips? Well, before I give them to you, I just want to let you know that there is a checklist down in the description, but it's password protected. So watch the whole video and I'll give you the password somewhere near the end. So what are my 4 tips? The 4 tips are: build relationships in an aggressively charming way. Know your business like the back, the front, and the side of your hand. Be more transparent than Susan Storm and find a sucker supplier to leverage. Number 1. Build relationships in an aggressively charming way. Suppliers are just people. I make it my job to brighten their day. Flirt a little, joke a little, make them smile and they'll remember you. And be on your side when things start getting down and dirty in negotiations. My biggest tips here are just be yourself. I believe people care more about you than they do about being ultra professional. Personally, I send them photos of me at the footy. I like to try and get them emotionally invested. 2. Know your businesses like the back, front, and side of your hand. My finances are my Bible. If I want to successfully negotiate, I need to know exactly what my revenue, profit, and expenses are. That way I can be more informed and successfully negotiate with my supplier when it gets down to tip 3. Tip 3 is be more transparent than Susan Storm. My suppliers are my business partners. How do I make them work for me? Preach my Bible. The ultimate negotiation power statement is this: the more money I make, profit, the more money you will make, sales. What's your best price? Of course, this statement means nothing without evidence. So how do I do this? I literally go to the revenue calculator in Amazon and I plug in my cost of goods or COGS. If the price the supplier gave me isn't good enough or doesn't give me enough of a profit margin, I will screenshot the calculator webpage and send it to them and explain the figures. More importantly, I'll explain to them they need to drop the price, otherwise it's not going to work. It's hard to argue with numbers when they're right in front of you. Should you trust their first price? Hell no! You gotta move on to the next tip. Find a sucker supplier to leverage. Find a sucker supplier to leverage. Friends aren't always honest. Your truth serum is a sucker supplier. What's that mean? Well, find your supplier's competition and use my powerful tips 1 to 3 on. Try and get a lower price than your preferred supplier at all costs. Then use that lower price to negotiate with your supplier. Cracking just one supplier creates a bidding war. The most powerful thing you can give yourself is the option to walk away or go to another supplier. The most embarrassing thing you can do to yourself is pretend like you have the option to walk away. Trust me, I've done it. The best part here is you don't have to go with the sucker supplier if you don't want to. Recently, I wanted my preferred supplier because they had better products, and long term, doing business with them will be better for me. But they didn't need to know that. Once I got them to double down and admit that their lowest offer was their lowest offer, which was slightly more than the sucker supplier, I took that deal. This also meant that they thought it was a win-win. Negotiations can be scary, but with this framework, you can become a negotiations master. I've created a checklist for you down in the description. And the password is SUCKER. SUCKER. Like and subscribe for more of this kind of content. And if you have any stories of negotiating with suppliers, please let me know.